10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the podcast from Doug Ground Up Productions with hosts Lady Miz and Ray. This is a universal platform, and there is nothing off limits. We talk about it all, and we keep it real. This is a no judgment zone, so come as you are. If you are a professional, entertainer, author, comedian, entrepreneur, or just someone who wants to get something off their chest, well, let your voice be heard here on From the Ground Up Productions. Sponsorship and other opportunities are available from the Ground Up Productions. Turning nothing into something. There's only one way to go from here. And now, here are your hosts, Lady Miz and Ray.
Yeah, what's good, people? This is From the Ground Up Productions. Y'all already know what it is. You are tuned into From the Ground Up Productions, and there is only one way to go from here. What's good, y'all? My name is Lady Miz. I am your host, and this is my co-host.
Ray, what's up, y'all?
Y'all already know. Listen, for those who don't know, though, From the Ground Up Productions is a podcast, and this is a place where we'd like to open up our platform so that we can interview independent artists, entrepreneurs, legends, and all of that. When we interview these people, we want y'all to get to know them, support them, and follow them. But not only that, we also want our viewers to walk away with some good information and valuable information that can help you grow. So we might ask them questions and learn about, their success, their struggles and stuff, and you can learn from that. That's what this show is all about. Each one teach one, baby. That's what we do. Today we got a guest, Notes82, super dope artist from BK. We're going to be chopping it up with him. But before we bring him on, we're going to get into our commercial. And our commercial is for content creators out there. If you're somebody out there and you're a content creator, we have our own Roku network. If you want to get down with us, you can definitely hit us up and be a part of our network, and we can give you all the information once you hit us up. So let's get into that commercial.
Are you a content creator? Do you make music videos, short films, documentaries, web series, kids shows, movies, stand-up comedy, visual podcast, educational shows, or sports? Are you a fitness instructor or gamer? Do you record church ceremonies or report news? If so, contact From the Ground Up Productions TV by email at fromthegroundupproductions@gmail.com. For more information on getting your content played on our network on Roku, where there are over 85 million viewers and growing. No more being limited or blocked on social media from the content you post and create. Get the freedom to be you without restrictions from controlled social media. And if you want to run your ads or sponsor our network, contact us now at fromthegroundupproductions@gmail.com to get started now.
You're now tuned in to From the Ground Up Productions, broadcasting around the world.
Yes. So real quick, I just want to remind y'all, everybody out there, that we are live on YouTube, and we are also live on Roku. If you have a Roku, you can add our TV channel to your TV list. This is From the Ground Up Productions TV. All right. And a few things that I'm going to put out there, and then we're going to get into our interview. First, I want to remind y'all that I have my potato chips out right now. I'm doing a sale. I'm going to be posting that for the month of April. It's called Boss Move Chips. So if you out there, you want your chips, you want to get your crunch on, definitely hit me up. That is, yes, I got the sweet hot barbecue, but the good thing about it, it's not like those extra really hot chips that you need to drink something afterwards. It's just right. So y'all could go to that website and purchase it directly from there, bossmovechips.com, or you can hit me up. I haven't put the sale on the website as of yet. So if you want to just hit me directly, it's all good. Here is bag of chips right there. They be eating them up. They're eating up all the profit up in here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Next, I want to remind y'all that we got Hood Court. Okay. Anybody out there, if you want to bring somebody to the hood court, you could bring them on to our show. All right. And it's actually 4 of us. We got judges and we got the public defender and lawyers on deck. And y'all know everything is based off of the code of the streets. So if somebody violated you, somebody did you dirty, take them to the hood court and we're going to let them know if they got their hood card revoked. Straight like that. Yes.
The best part of it, the audience becomes the jury.
Absolutely. You guys are the jury. Absolutely. Yes. And we got our compilation album, which is out right now. Several different artists on there. I always got to try to name it. Family Business, that is streaming on all platforms. You can get it directly from my website, Lady Miz. I spell lady with an I. So it's LADIMIZ. You could go there and get that direct sell. Y'all know that's what we about, baby. We about that direct sell. But if you don't want to do it that way, it's all good. You could go stream us. It's on that album. You're going to get a variety of a lot of things. You're going to get R&B and hip hop. You're going to get conscious music. You're going to get it all. So make sure y'all look out for that. And don't forget about Talk Therapy Tuesdays, which is tomorrow. You know that we always like to we need our talk therapy sessions, okay? And we need to address some issues and talk about some stuff. So Talk Therapy Tuesdays, that's going down tomorrow. And I think I am done. Am I done?
Yeah, I think you're done.
All right, let's get into it then. All right, so without further ado, let's welcome to the stage Notes82. Let's get it. Hey.
I'm glad to be here.
Yes, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I am.
That's good. That's good. Well, listen, we glad to have you on the show. Was listening to your tracks, super fire.
Yeah.
Definitely had us moving. You know what I mean? We're gonna turn up to it today. So, you froze up. There you go. Okay. So, first thing I want to do is have you tell people, kind of introduce yourself and tell people a little bit about yourself and what you do.
So my name is Notes82. I'm an inspiring artist from born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I reside in CT now. And I'm just an inspiring writer and hip hop rapper. And I just love the culture, man. I just love to do music. So that sums it up for me.
Right. Okay. All right. That's what I'm talking about. So let's get into like some of the foundation of how you got started and what inspired you.
I would say my older brother, he's 5 years older than me. He loved hip hop. Back in the day, people might not know, some of these youngins might not know what a Walkman is, but bringing home those tapes and playing the Rakims, Big Daddy Kane, KRS, early 90s stuff, Wu-Tang, Jay-Z, Biggie. Didn't really understand it when I was kind of younger, but then as I got into my teens, going into high school, really enjoyed the culture, going back, listening to some of those Tribe Called Quest albums and stuff like that, and Talib Kweli. So really it started from him. That's where it really started from.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. So obviously we from the same type of era, that boom bap era. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is. Boom, we here in the building. Let's get it. Let me shout out a couple of people. Absolutely. Big shout out to Town Mama. I see you. Big shout out to Shaki. I see you. Oh, Nika Ladine. Hey, Mama. I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing? She's a super fire artist. Huh?
Yeah, that's my sis. Like she's fire.
Oh, okay. So you know her. That's what's up. Yes, we interviewed her. Yes, she is. She definitely is. Big shout out to Chinks. We see you, Chinks Bricks. So you know I always be messing up the end part of his name. I got a little Philly accent. Okay, Chinks. That's right. In the building, he put the Brooklyn in a boom, the bomb sound. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about some of the people that influence you, give me like some names and like, is there specific songs that made you say like, this is what I want to do?
I'm going to say Tribe Called Quest, and I'm going to Kill People, Bonita Applebum. That was something that was like inspiring to me, coming up as a young boy and really not into the girls early in my elementary, junior high school. When I got to, high school was kind of a little bit different. So Tribe definitely, if you listen to my music, they really inspired me a whole lot. Spice Dog especially, he really inspired me to show my lyricism in a different type of way. I would say, Brooklyn, come on, Jay-Z, Biggie,
all right.
I could throw a little Queens in there. Nas is my GOAT. So, you know, I'm from Brooklyn, but I'm definitely a big Nas fan, big Jay-Z fan as well. Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang. I just love it all. Boom bap is really, if you really want to take it back, Cool G Rap, LL Cool J. It's just those type of boom bap rappers that inspired me when I was coming up.
Okay, all right, that's what's up. We got very similar people that inspired me too. So I definitely understand where you're coming from with that.
You're definitely going behind the legends there.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And we could tell also too in your music too. You can always tell. Now, as an independent artist, right? You know, what is some of the challenges that you feel that you face as an independent artist?
I really would say, like, when I first started out, it's kind of like just making the music, because everybody does music now. So a lot of people don't understand the business side of it. So for me, I just think the business side, you're supposed to get to know that first. So like basically BMI, ASCAP, that stuff that's important, copyrighting your music, making sure you have like you're with DistroKid, or you just making sure that your business is right. So in the long run, yeah, you're independent and you won't get those type of things like how a mainstream artist would get. But if you know your business as an independent artist and you're following up and putting those things into BMI whenever you perform at a certain place, you're putting that stuff in, just making sure you're getting paid off of your music and not just getting paid because, oh, I'm getting streams. Because let's be honest, you have to make a whole ton of streams in order to make a lot of money. So
Tell them.
Just make sure your business is right. And I've learned that, you know, I'm not scared of my age. I'm going to be 40 in December. And I wish I would have known this stuff. Well, for the last 3 years, I've known this, but I wish I would have known this stuff when I was 25.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Further, I still would be independent, but I would be a little bit more further in my career. But I don't cry over it because the Most High has a plan for everybody.
Exactly.
Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you said about making sure you know your business, because you know how many independent artists put their music out there and have it stolen.
Yes.
And somebody else puts it out there and makes it big off of something that they stole off of the internet.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's easier now, because remember back then, everything was kind of word of mouth back then. You didn't have something, and now on the internet, you can Google something and somebody, oh, his song is hot, and I'm gonna go ahead and just take it, and you wouldn't even know.
Yep.
So just make sure your business is right as an artist. It's cool that you want to do music, but if you take this serious, you want to make sure your business is right.
Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. Absolutely. I love it. Definitely dropping knowledge. Again, we want to remind people that's tuned in, we're streamed live here on YouTube, but we also are streaming live on Roku. If you haven't already, make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and hit that notification button so that you know the next time we are going live. Big shout out to Samuel. That must be your people's up in there. He said, well said, bro. I don't know if you know him, but he's in there.
He's from Brooklyn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nika Ladine said team late 30s. And let me tell you something. I got to tell you, for real, the thing is with that, like, here's what we're going to stop doing. And this is why we got to really start taking over the bullshit that they put out there.
Yeah.
It don't matter what age you are. If you got skills, you got skills. Okay. We're not setting limits on how far, see, because that's how it is in the hip hop industry in a way. They want to be like, oh, you can't be. Why not? Why not? If you got skills and you dope, then you do what you do. There is no time limit on you living your passion. There's no time limit on that. You know what I'm saying? So I salute you for doing what you do. I'm 44. I'm older than you. And I don't give a damn what y'all talking about. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? The funny thing about it is, like, I don't even look at it like I used to look at it like that before. But now I don't even look at that. I'm like, I'm better than half of these people that are out, and they're not even really talking about nothing.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, like, I look at my age, and that's why I said what I said. I'm not afraid to tell you my age. Because
that's right.
People be like, you don't even look like you 40. That's cool.
And you know how we do our 70s and 80s and babies. Yeah. We be looking good out here in these streets. What's good?
not for nothing though.
It's the truth.
Our genre of music is the only one to get rid of the old people. If we are, everybody else, you see these rockers, they go into their grave with the guitar in their hand, you know, and have an arena full of people watching them.
Exactly.
Well, we ain't old.
No, I ain't
okay.
That's
a whole fact. So Lynn, let's talk about some of these joints that you got out, because you got a few projects out. I know, you know, right now you pushing one main thing, but let's tap into some of the stuff that that you did, so that y'all know, you know. And for those, if you're not already, I always like to tell y'all his info is at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you follow him, Notes82, on all platforms. Okay, so.
Is it on all platforms? Because yeah, all right.
Well, so how it is, this Notes82, but it's spelled out, you know, it's not spelled Notes82 like with the numbers at the end. So my Facebook is basically Notes82, NOTESEIGHTYTWO. And then on Instagram, it's at Notes82_. And then on Twitter, it's NotesView33. So I got to switch that and make it just Notes82.
Yeah, it is better. I mean, you do what you do. I understand, but it is easy when you just got one thing, because so they go in, people forget. Yeah, you know they got a short attention span, right?
Or I would say this, people don't say this, Google me and you'll find it.
Boom.
Google me.
Love it. That's why Google them. Yep. You know what I mean? That's what it is. So, what you laughing at?
Nicola Dean, she said it's we look like we do because our generation use cocoa butter.
That's a fact, Nicola Dean. That's what I'm talking about. We use cocoa butter, baby. That's right. Yo, and Chinks, what he say? Chinks Brick said
2 Chainz, 50 Cent, Jay-Z
still rapping.
Yeah.
They still, everybody, listen, there's no limit to this. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't no limit to this. That's a whole fact, you know? So you want to go to the joints? Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go through. You got it all on one screen. So we're gonna pull up everything that you did, and we want to discuss all of the albums that you dropped, and we want you to give us a little history on that.
Those are I believe where he was at, and then we'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah.
You can tell us.
Yep. All right. There we go.
Okay.
You can see it?
Yeah, I can see it. I can see
it.
Oh,
okay. All right. Just want to make sure. Okay. All right. So give us a little history on everything that's going on, you know, the stuff that's up there. Sorry.
So let's take you through a little history. So Reflections was my first album that I dropped. I'm going to give you guys a little history note on it. It wasn't my first album that I dropped on all streaming platforms, but Reflections was actually like kind of like a mixtape before I actually so people were telling me stop putting stuff out like a mixtape and you got streaming services. So this was me being introduced to streaming services for the first time. Reflections is that album that brought Notes82 back to music. So Reflections was really so it intertwines with my name, Notes82. Before I used to be just called Notes, and people still call me Notes. But the 82, it represents my birth year, but it's really not that. It's not what you think it is. So I went down south. I moved away from Brooklyn, lived like 27 years of my life. I moved down south, and for 8 years, I didn't do music. So in that 8th year, I came back, recorded some stuff, came out with a mixtape called The Vision, which had some of the Reflection stuff on it and stuff like that. And then 2 years later, I moved back up north, up to CT, where I started taking this music a little bit more serious. Met a guy named Jason Bourne, rest in peace to him. Met MJ, and I started taking this music serious because I'm like, Notes, you know, you're better than half of this stuff that's out right now. You know, so that's what Reflection. And Reflection was just a time in my life. I gave you a period from that first year to that 8th year, me being down south and what I was going through and stuff like that. So that's where you got Reflections. Watch the View. So we're going in order too. So no Justice, No Peace. So No Justice, No Peace is on the Watch the View album, but that was my first single off my album Watch the View. And at the time, my album dropped during the time of COVID, where we really started to get locked down. So I had to figure out a way of getting people to kind of, you know, gravitate to me, because we're in the house. It's kind of our mental state is kind of like, oh, we in the house, we locked down. I don't know what we're gonna do. And No Justice, No Peace was a song that was made at the right time. And it wasn't a song because of what happened to George Floyd and stuff like that. But it was for the George Floyd thing that happened. And I just felt like we is no justice, no peace. It's like for colored folk, we don't get that. We haven't been getting that for years. And I just felt like, you know, I've never been a person that got stopped by the cops and got pulled over, and because I'm going to reach for my wallet, or because I don't understand the rules and I don't understand the laws, they're going to shoot me. I never went through any of that stuff, harassment by cops and stuff like that. And I'm a kid from the city, you know, but I had friends that were in the street that went through all of that stuff. And it went from you chilling on the bench, a cop walk up, and we just like, yo, we gonna move on. And the cop was like, no, stop. We want to get ID. And I'm like, yo, I'm in front of my building. Like, what's going on? So I wanted to look at it from my perspective, out of my eyes, and saying, I didn't ever go through any of this stuff with the cops, but I understand that I had friends beside me that went through that stuff, and we were tired of it. That's why it was no justice, no peace. It was time for us to stand up, time for me to be a voice and say something about it. So that's where no justice, no peace came from.
I love it. I love it. Yes. Okay.
So why you don't have to bring it back up. I know what you guys got up there. So
okay. All right. But we like the people to see though, visual. You know what I mean? But just throw it up and come back down. Yeah.
So Watch the View was basically my second album, and I wanted to show people. It's going to be funny how I'm going to describe this to you guys. So as a youngin' growing up, you understand this, you guys, 70s, 80s babies, and that Saturday morning feel of your mother and father saying, look, we're going to eat breakfast, we're going to get up, we're going to clean this house from top to bottom, or we're going to put on those Anita Bakers, we're going to put on that fire, we're going to go do this, and we're going to do that, and before you go out to play ball, we're going to make sure everything is clean in the house. And it brought me back to those times. And Watch the View, if you listen to Watch the View is that it gives you a big sound, those big records that Earth, Wind, and Fire, because Earth, Wind, and Fire is my favorite group of all time.
Yes, what? Okay, let me get it. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, I know about that.
It was giving you guys how I felt growing up on a Saturday morning, and those big records came on by Earth, Wind, and Fire, and it was heaven to me. It was definitely heaven, and I still thank my mother to this day and say, I'm glad that you guys showed me something different. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of people think, oh, you grew up in the hood, but it's a lot of successful people that grew up in this hood. And people don't understand that. So for me, I'll never turn my back on where I came from, because it gave me this texture that I got today, that I can withstand a whole bunch of stuff and negativity that guys are throwing at, that people throw at me. But that's what Watch the View was. Watch the View was that album, and I needed that because I had, during those times with COVID, we had Kobe dying. We had a lot of people passing away. Families couldn't see their family. I lost my aunt to COVID during that time.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I lost a big friend. His name is Jason Bourne, and we called him the Plug, and our relationship was starting to take flight, and we were supposed to be doing a whole bunch of things with Watch the View when it came out. And then he was hospitalized after we had an event. 2 weeks after that, he was hospitalized, and then he passed away, unfortunately, 2 weeks later. And it left me in a state of disbelief, because I just felt like I couldn't go on with this album. And something he kept talking to me in my ear and was like, nah, you got to do this. It'll be a failure if you just decide you put all these records up and you didn't do it. You got to do it. And that one story I'm gonna tell, my engineer Sage, shout out to King Sage. I had one more song to do, and I found out that day that JB had passed away, and I didn't even want to do the session. I didn't want to do it. I was like, no, I'm shutting the album down. And my engineer called me and said, you're not shutting it down. You need to bring your behind here. You're going to record this record because he wants you to record the record. And the funny thing is, that record that I record, I really had to switch it up because I made the record about him. It was a conversation talking to him. It's called Perseverance. So I was talking to him in this song, and Watch the View will forever be embedded because of the 2020 year that we went through. That year that we went through will always be a special year for me. Whether it was good, whether it was bad, it was bad most of the year. But for me, it just kept me on track, and it just kept me saying, you got to keep going. Because people that's depending on you to keep going, whether they're here or whether they're not here, they need you to keep going. So that's what Watch the View did for me.
That's right. That's right. That's what I'm talking about.
And I'm probably talking too much. I'm sorry.
No, you're not. This is what this platform is for. It's for you to do your thing. Go ahead.
And then the last one, basically, I think it's Mr. Watch the View. So Mr. Watch the View is kind of like a competitive being. That's just like my alter ego.
Okay.
So, I think when Watch the View came out, a lot of people didn't expect Watch the View to do the numbers that it actually did, and it did. So shout out to everybody that played a part in marketing that album and getting that album noticed on the indie scene. Shout out to MJ, because she was one of those people that helped me get this album to where it needed to be. So Mr. Watch the View wasn't on Watch the View, but it was actually another single that I put out that I heard a lot of chitter chatting. And it's washed up. Yeah, what he gonna do next after Watch the View and this and that? And I'm just like, I'm still here. I'm still standing. I don't know where all this is coming from. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. Me now in my older age, I'm a homebody. When I gotta go out, I go out. If I gotta go perform, I'll go do that. But I'm a homebody. So when I heard the chitter chat and the talking, I'm like, I also people need to understand I have responsibilities as well.
Amen. Talk to him. Okay, you dropping a bomb on them. That's what I'm talking about, because they need to know. Because people think it's all about running the streets. Like, they don't understand. Like, we've been there, done that. We passed that right now. We got goals and plans and dreams and passions, and we trying to. I feel you. I feel all that you're saying right now.
And everybody just feels like, they felt like at that point, like, oh, he's just washed. This is it for him. Watch the View is gonna be last album. I'm like, nah, I'm still here. I'm still here, and I'm still pushing. Even if I want to quit, I can't quit. I got so many people that would probably be like, I'm gonna kick. We gonna fight. I need 5 minutes with you, because you're not going nowhere. MJ's probably one of those people that be like, you're not going nowhere. So
big shout out to MJ. She definitely, I absolutely love her. She be holding it down.
She definitely does. And so funny, and JB dying, I became real close with MJ. Because MJ and JB talked about MJ, but for MJ to come to me and say, JB talked highly of you, that meant something to me. And that meant that you can't stop. You got to keep going. It's a reason why you and MJ met up and this happened. And sometimes I don't question God. I don't. I don't question. I mean, I know every week I'm like, I'm going to quit this music thing, and he's probably tired of me saying that. But at the end of the day, Notes82 is still here. I'm in a tug of war with myself sometimes. I got a love-hate relationship with myself when it comes to music.
Listen, don't worry about it. You are not alone. Trust me. All artists go through that. It don't even matter if you're independent or mainstream or whatever. All artists go through it on a regular basis, because it's so much to deal with, and people don't understand that. It's a lot to deal with as an artist. So, you really, you got to stay strong.
What's her name? Doja Cat is going through that right now.
Yeah, she said she quit. She said, I can't do this music shit. It's over. Okay. Now I want to shout out my mom. My mom is always supportive in the check-in. Big shout out to Mom Gloria up there. And is that Clef Music? Mm-hmm. Yes, big shout out to Clef Music. Big shout out to Chucky Chuck on the check-in. I see you, Chucky Chuck. That's right. July 23rd is going down in Queens, Springfield, Queens. The 80s reunion. I'll be hosting with Chucky Chuck out there. DJ Red Alert will be there, and a few other people on the scene. So make sure y'all come through. It's going down July 23rd. Yes. So yeah.
Real quick. You said you took 8 years off, right? No.
Yeah.
Were you writing, or did you just leave music completely and didn't do anything after that?
I would say writing for me, it's like I write every day. So for me, in that 8-year period, if I wrote periodically, it would probably be like once in a month. But until like what I'm trying to compare it to is now I write every day, basically.
Okay.
So I think for me, I just was saving in from that. If I knew I was gonna come back, I just didn't know when. And that information was saved deep inside of my brain. So when I did, make this mixtape, it was easy for me to just scribble down, because I had so much life I tell people I don't get writer's block, because I live life every day. So you writers out there that sit there and talk about you get writer's block, it's BS. Stop. You don't.
Wait. I be saying that. Stop. Don't play. He's shutting me down on my own show. That I be using that line. I be like, y'all can't do it. I got writer's block. And now he telling y'all it ain't true.
Hey, look, I'm gonna be honest with you though. It's for everybody. But I say this to say you can have writer's block. But what I'm saying is you should always have something to talk about on a daily, because you live life
that is true.
Day. Every day.
That is true. That is so true.
I asked that because I always wonder how people who take so long off get right back into it, especially people who do good music. You take that amount of time off and then come right back into doing good music like you never left. And I'm always curious to how y'all do that.
I always reference to the Most High. I think everybody has a gift, and once you find that gift, I knew that I had the gift even but for me, leaving for 8 years was just because I needed to spend time with my family. I needed my time, my family to understand that I'm here for the long haul. And it's not just I love music. No, I love you guys. And then I love music.
Right. That's right.
I had to get that intact and get that in order. And I was growing as a man as well, too, married and stuff like that. And just making sure that you don't get those old tendencies. Those tendencies have to go away when you become a married man. You understand what I'm saying? You have to make your mate feel comfortable. Because sometimes you get into music and people say, well, what if you blow up? You got the groupie. I don't care about none of that. I'm married. I'm 40. I ain't got time to be chasing. I did my chasing already. I did all of that. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, it's just like, I just feel like when you got it, you got it. So you can take off 20 years and still come back and write some classical material,
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm talking about. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm feeling all that. Actually, it's so crazy because my story is so much very similar to yours. It's so crazy. Like when I stopped and came back, almost all of it is pretty much the same. So I totally understand where you're coming from with that. I was laughing at Nika Ladine comment about, she said, hey, I quit too. And then I wrote a song about it. You know what I'm saying? I feel you. Like, those things that we go through, you're absolutely right. It's just something to talk about, because what is music? It's a form of expression, right? Yeah. So that's your way to talk about everything that you feel, that you're going through, that you witnessed, that you've seen, the whole 9 yards. I totally get it.
Clef Music said, love the groupies.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Don't listen to my bro, okay? He's very talented, though. He's very talented. He did a song with me on my album and stuff like that. But he can say that. He doesn't have any responsibility. He doesn't have
You a smart man. He said, listen, Clef Music, you're not getting him in the doghouse. He's not trying to hear none of that. Get up out of here with that. You playing? He a married man. Stop playing. Stop trying to get that man in trouble. He ain't gonna say nothing. He like, I don't know what the hell he talking about. Groupies, shit.
I love you, bro, but no. Leave it alone. Leave me alone.
That's what I'm talking about. So I do want to play your joint.
Okay.
Right tonight, right?
Yes.
Definitely want to get into that. You spelt it different. Talk to me about why you spelt it like that.
So my right tonight, everybody think it's about I want to get lit, I want to get hype, whatever these youngins call that. My right tonight is when I sit down at that kitchen table and I write a rhyme. That's my right tonight. That's what gets me right tonight. You understand? Right. So that's why I spelled it that way, because everybody was like, right tonight. I'm like, look, everybody gonna think they getting lit. I don't want to get lit.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
It fits the narrative though, because if anybody who sees it right tonight and they listen to the song, all they thinking about is getting right tonight.
But you like, yo, I'm getting my right. Yo, I absolutely love it. I like how you flip that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I had to ask you about that. Super dope. You could tell that you're putting thought into what you do. Lika the D, she a whole stand-up comedy show today. Niggas on the book. She doing her thing.
She like, I'm trying to get like Flex level. I have no groupies.
Oh man. Oh man, yeah, Nika got this joint energy. Synergy, energy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely love Synergy. That joint. Yeah, that's what it is. Thanks. And she's super fire too. Her energy was so dope when we interviewed her. So big shout out to her. So yeah, let's get into your joint. Okay, right tonight. Let's play that for the people. You pulling that up? Oh, right there. My bad. All right, so we're gonna get into this joint. You want to introduce it?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is New York City's new anthem, Right Tonight. It's your boy Notes82. Check it out.
All right.
And you say New York City? Yes. Gon' get right tonight. Of course we in the building, we the shit, spark a light. New York City, is you with me? Damn right, we like to fight. New York City, is you with me? Here's the apple, take a bite. We We gon' get right tonight. Of course, we in the building, we the shit, spark a light. New York City, is you with me? Damn right, we like to fight. New York City, is you with me? Here's the apple, take a bite. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. New York City, the place, we on the come up, damn. Always chasing that paper, stacking a lot of bands. Before the Barclays Center, Brooklyn was going ham. Now I'm chasing a goat, niggas is only fan. Hope the reason I'm spitting not in my 40s, damn. I've been moving and grooving, focus, I want it all. Need the culture to listen, records with Fife Dog. Got me tripping, just listen to try, we needed y'all. Gave me visions of spitting ciphers with Ricky D. You see the ruler is back, another sight to see. I'm on my hip hop shit, they drinking OE. Shout out the OGs, really moving white keys. Kept knowledge of self, I'm from the concrete. Seeking knowledge of wealth, invest in my dreams. This is much more than music, slogan Nike. We gon' get right tonight. Of course, we in the building, we the shit, spark a light. New York City, is you with me? Damn right, we like to fight. New York City, is you with me? Here's the apple, take a bite. We gon' get right tonight. Of course, we in the building, we the shit, spark a light. New York City, is you with me? Damn right, we like to fight. New York City, is you with me? Here's the apple, take a bite. Here's the difference, you should listen, trying to show you growth. This is history, officially, I'm back to toast. Love the culture, see these vultures try to serve you dope. This is Novocaine flow, call it antidote. Spitting fire in the booth, split your cantaloupe. This is vital information, you need theories cloak. Nick fishing, he was wishing he was on the boat. Hands high, no reply, see they bout to choke. Cause they mumbling these words instead of rapping most. Think you deaf cause all the music that I hear is trash. Lots of artists want this money but they craft is bad. On my boom bap shit and still going ham. This is hip hop, bitch, take your ass to class. Golden era, my lane, I had to take them back. 2021 my year, just like the 90s scrap. I'ma get it, I'ma take it, spitting bullets, Jack. We gon' get right tonight. Of course, we in the building, we the shit, spark a light. New York City, is you with me? Damn right, we like to fight. New York City, is you with me? Here's the apple, take a bite. We gon' get right tonight. Of course, we in the building, we the shit, spark a light. New York City, is you with me? Damn right, we like to fight. New York City, is you with me? Here's the apple, take a bite.
You're now tuned in to From the Ground Up Productions, broadcasting around the world.
Yo, that joint was super fire. I love it. Definitely got that New York swag, that feel, that real hip hop feeling.
Yeah,
I love it.
That sound we've been missing for a while.
Woo!
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a reason why I did this type of record. I haven't done an anthem record, so I felt like I want people to feel like how I felt because we had anthem records back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted people to feel like Notes 82. He might be trying to bring the feeling back, and that's what I'm actually trying to do. I'm trying to bring the feeling back because I hear these chatter about New York City and the sound is different. I'm like, the sound is different, but it's still artists out there that's still doing the same thing that I'm doing. We just getting overshadowed by the trapping, the drilling, and all that other stuff. There's nothing wrong with that, but at the end of the day, you got to go back to the roots of hip hop. That's how I feel.
Yeah, and New York unfortunately, not a lot of New Yorkers aren't trying to sound like New York anymore.
Yeah, because New York is, I say New York is like Babylon now. You don't know. It's all over the place.
Absolutely. But one thing though, Notes 82, do your thing, because guess what? We want that old thing back. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Do it. For real. You know what I'm saying? We definitely do, because we miss that. And it's fire. Like, listen, I feel like that song make me feel good too. It gives you that feeling like you rocking out, good energy, good bars, everything. But the beat, the whole 9 yards is like, it's like the whole package is dope. Who's the producer on that track?
Tone Jones. So I'm gonna be honest with you. That's my favorite producer. He has produced for me on one of my EPs, Take Notes, the Watch the View EP. He practically did the whole album. And then he did this track, and then he's gonna be doing my album that's actually coming out later this year.
Got you. Yes, he's fire. Definitely feeling that whole joint. The whole vibe is super, super dope. So, like, are you doing any shows? And you got any shows coming up?
That's something that I'm working on now. With the COVID stuff, I kind of took a break from that because I wanted everything to ease up. So things are actually easing up. And I tell people when you get Notes82 to come out, it has to make sense for me. You know, it really has to make sense. I'm not saying that I need to be paid, but I want my crowd to be there, that boom bap crowd. You know, I don't want to go to a show where I got trap artists that's not my style. My style is boom bap, and I want people to hear these bars and hear everything that I'm putting out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody feeling that joint. All fire emojis up in the comment section. They loving it. So now let me ask you this. Is there anything that you do not, did I ask you this question? Let me make sure I didn't, that you don't like about the music industry? I don't think I asked that.
I don't think you asked that.
Okay, great.
That I don't like.
If it's something that you can change about the industry, what would it be?
I don't want to discredit the internet because the internet has brought so much, but I just feel like the word of mouth and actually the real talent being actually looked at is not looked at in this era of music. That's just how I feel. Because somebody can go on YouTube, and I'm not knocking your hustle, not knocking it. Go on YouTube and they make a good song, and then you get them in person, and it just don't pan out. But those are the people that they'll sign. You understand what I'm saying? So if we could change that, overlooking the artists that really are solid artists all around,
right?
That's something I would change. I wouldn't change anything else, you know, because if you change stuff, I think I wouldn't still be here. You know, me still rapping, I wouldn't still be here, you know? So it's still a lane for everybody, but I think the lanes have just opened up from 3 lanes to now, like, it's just like 20 lanes, and it's all over the place, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like that. And you're right, because it's a very oversaturated industry now. And you can't tell anybody apart. That most people sound the same, because that's the era we live in now, where it's like, if you sound like this one, then you get on. They took out the originality of how we grew up listening to. When you heard somebody, you knew who it was. You know what I mean? Now, you don't know who the hell's on the radio. We don't know who they is. Okay. What advice would you give to somebody that been through what you've been through as an artist, stopping, coming back, you know, focusing on your family, and now saying, I'm giving it my all? What advice would you give to people?
Don't lose track of time, because 8 years, that's a long time. You know, so for me, if I could cut that in half and say, you know, I just needed a mental break for probably about 2 years, then yeah, but never waste time. Like, you know, I think 8 years kind of set me back a little bit, but at the end of the day, remember I tell you, I trust in a higher source, so I understand where he's taking me, and I embrace the journey that I'm on with the Most High. So, I would say don't take long. Like, you know, and sometimes I can't even say don't take long. It depends on your situation. If your situation is really drastic and you need to take care of that, take as much time as you can. But if it's nothing too drastic, don't take that long. You know, I think, you know, we're put on this planet to make a mark, and you can't stunt on your mark sometimes. You know, stopping 8 years to stop, I think I kind of hurt myself a little bit on this journey, you know? So I'm working a little extra harder now to get to where I need to get. So understand what I'm saying is, you know, maybe take a break for a year, but then come back. Consistently put out music, guys, because at the end of the day, people say, oh, it's no rules to follow when you're independent. It's no rules. So in this time, we got cameras around us. We got social media. Put out something. If you can put out something every day, put it out.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I like that. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Dropping them gems. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And you're right. When you're an independent artist, you're free. You know, that's the freedom to do whatever you want, however you want. You don't have nobody controlling you, telling you how you got to look, how you got to sound, how you got to be, and when you can move and when you can't move. So you're right. Take advantage of that. That's great, great information. Now, when it comes to your top 5, who's that?
These top 5 questions, I like them, and I always tell people I like to do by era, but I'm gonna give you my top 5. So my top 5 is going to be a little different. So people are gonna probably think, so Nas is my GOAT, right? So Nas obviously is going to be in my top 5. I'm gonna go a different route. Jay and them is still in mine, but they're the typical New York stuff when you talk about top 5. So I'm gonna even take Nas off. So if I'm gonna go top 5, I'm gonna go Phife Dawg. 3000 Andre. This question, man. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Yeah,
He get hints. Yo, somebody put mad hints in there. Put them up. Put them all up. There's the top 5 in there. Put them. Show the top 5. Show the next message. Show the next message. They all. Those are all different messages.
Let's do this. Okay, so Phife Dawg. I'm gonna go Daddy Kane.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go KRS.
Mm.
I'm gonna go Rakim.
I knew that was coming.
And I'm gonna go Biggie Smalls.
All right, okay. Why did I think you was gonna say Cool G Rap? I don't know. After you said him, I was like, Cool G Rap is coming next.
See, this is why I tell people, like, when you do these top 5 questions, it's like it's just your opinion. Like for me, my top 5 can switch. Like today is Monday, it could switch Tuesday. Then it can switch
I'm the same way.
Yeah. It's honestly all it takes is hearing a song from that time. Like, oh snap, I didn't think about it.
Yeah, let me erase this person's name. Let me put that in. Let me write that in for Tuesday.
Exactly.
Yeah. So listen, do you got any music videos out or anything right now that you want people to go check out?
I mean, you guys can go check out the last video that I did was Daydreams.
Okay.
I did that in 2020, but the Right Tonight video I'm actually shooting April the 23rd, so it should be out probably like the second week in May.
The second week in May. Okay, so you shoot. Okay, so you're about to shoot it. It's going to be released by the second week in May, yes, where people can find it. And where can people find that? Will it be on Vivo, YouTube, where?
It's going to be all over the place. So that's something that I'm going to sit down with MJ. I just don't want to YouTube it because I'm like, everybody's YouTubing it. I want to push this. So this album is very important to me. It's my 3rd album, and I just feel like I want to take it the extra mile. So I'm doing a whole lot with these videos and stuff like that. But I'll definitely keep you guys posted. Definitely.
Please keep us posted. We absolutely love the song, and we want to support everything you got going on. And we love what you're doing, and we love the sound. So, definitely keep us posted on that. Do you have any shout outs that you want to give?
I want to shout out everybody that I actually hit up in the messenger or text message them, and they came in and they showed me love. I really appreciate it. You guys just don't know. You guys don't know how much that does for an artist's psyche, because you tell somebody to do something, and these time people, I'm gonna do it, and they don't do it. But the people that I actually text messaged and stuff like that, not everybody, but the people that's most important to me, they came in here and they supported tonight. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys. I want to shout you guys out because this platform is phenomenal, and you guys are the big things going. I'm prophesizing that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In the future. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody that came and kicked it with us tonight.
Absolutely. And guys, if you don't know him and this is your first time meeting him, make sure you guys follow him, support him. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel so you can see when his video is dropping. Your songs are on all streaming platforms, correct?
Yes, they are. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so y'all could check him out. Do you have it? Go to all streaming platforms to check out all of his music. And Right Tonight, y'all could check that out as well too. And
you can spell it Right Tonight, WRITE, because for people who are hearing us
on iHeart
podcast on iHeart.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I said T. Right. And what was I gonna say? The other thing was too, your other songs, not your other songs. Hold on. I didn't forgot what I was going to say. It'll come back to me. I don't know. I'll be like here and there. But let's go to your social medias, put that up so people can know exactly where to follow you for those who are tuned in and can check it out. All right. So this is for bookings. Yes. So we're starting with that. Okay. So anybody that want to book you, are you available for shows right now? Or
yes, I am.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So guys, you could check him out, and it's Notes1982 at gmail.com. And you can hit him up. Are you available for features?
Yes, I am. Yes.
All right. So they can hit you up you can hit them up for features, for bookings, and all of that stuff, and interviews, correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, and I'm going to spell it out. It's NOTESSINCE1982 at gmail.com.
Absolutely. And he is also on Instagram. All right. So y'all can follow him on his Instagram. And his Instagram is
Yep.
Instagram is Notes82_.
Yes.
All right. And it's Twitter. He's over there on Twitter. Follow him on Twitter.
Oh,
yeah, you was already doing it. Keep it going. The drum roll.
The Twitter is NotesView33. Yes.
NotesView33. And last but not least, we still rocking with Facebook, baby. What y'all thought? Let's get it. So go ahead.
Facebook is Notes32.
That's it. Oh, you put it at the top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Notes32, absolutely. So make sure you guys support him. Go follow him. Go stream his music and keep in touch. You know, it's so important to support independent artists. Okay, they out here grinding, putting in work. Especially people like Notes82, who is investing in himself and putting himself out here, taking it serious. He's not just like, oh, I want to rap, and like some artists, and they just not really doing it like in this saturated industry. He's really about his business. So these are the ones that really need your support more than anybody else. So make sure y'all go support him, follow him, and check him out, stream his music. Oh, that's what it was. Is there a specific is it only for streaming, or do you have any direct sales where people can get it directly from you?
So basically, I mean, if you just if you just search my name on it's on any streaming. Or you could look Linktree, Notes82, and it'll come up with everything.
Okay. All right. So that's how we do it. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Notes82. Is there anything that we didn't ask you that you want the people to know?
Oh, this is I'm gonna do this on this platform. So this is very special. So my third album, Life Beyond the Lights, is coming out June 9th, and you can pre-order that May the 26th. So Notes82 has plans on having a big year. So look out for that.
Yes. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Keep us posted, but we're going to be keeping, checking in and looking and seeing what you got going on for sure. But definitely can't wait to hear that. I know it's going to be dope. So definitely looking out for that. All right, y'all. Thank everybody for tuning in. Any final words before we go, Notes82?
Salute to you guys. Make sure you guys freaking support these guys over here. They are great. Their platform, From the Ground Up Productions. That's everybody that's here. Make sure that if you're supporting Notes82, you support them. So subscribe to their page tonight. Subscribe to their YouTube. And it's not just about supporting the independent artists, it's about supporting the independent podcast, radio shows, and whoever's a voice for this culture.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. We got to, listen. That's what I'm talking about. We appreciate that so much. So much. And listen, like I said, we're going to definitely stay in touch and in tune with what you got going on. But in the meantime, we will see you soon. And we want to thank everybody who tuned in, for those who tuned in, for those who see it later, for those who's listening on the streaming platforms. We appreciate every last one of you. And please make sure you do not forget to stream his music, support this brother. Great music, great stuff, and great things to come. So without further ado, we're about to get up out of here. And we'll see y'all tomorrow, right?
Yep.
We'll see y'all tomorrow. Talk Therapy Tuesdays. Y'all already know what it is. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Notes82. Peace, love, and hair grease, baby.
Yep. Peace out.
All right, later.
We hope you enjoyed your time with From the Ground Up Productions. We'll see you next time. Be sure to add our channel to your Roku list and listen to us on all streaming platforms.
From the ground up. From the ground up. There's only one way to go from here.